everyone, welcome to another weekly reading vlog. Today is Monday and this week I'm going to be finishing 2 readathons and then starting 2 more. I am in a little over my head, but it's fine. So this week June ends and July starts. That's how the calendar works. And so that means that the Whatever-a-thon is ending and also the Studio Ghibli readathon is ending this week, and then the Olympic Games readathon and the Broadway Babyathon is starting on July 1st. There's another readathon that I'm going to be trying to do in July also, which is the Tarot Card readathon. I can't remember if there's like an official name for it, and that starts the 2nd week of July, I think, so there's still a bit of time before that one. I'm still not even sure like how I'm gonna fit the books that I got for my TBR, which by the time you guys see this video you will have seen that TBR, so I don't know what I'm gonna do because I have 2 ginormous books to read this month. Like I kept saying in that video, I might only read 2 books in July, but anyways, it's not July yet. Today is June, what is it? June 28th, so there's still a few days left. I'm gonna save that as a problem for future Darian. But if you saw last week's vlog, or really any of the vlogs I've done in June, I am still reading What We Devour by Lindsay Miller, but I'm determined to finish this tonight. I think I'm gonna finish it like right after I film this clip, and I only have about 50 pages left, so I can do it, and then I'll finally be done with this book. I'm not disliking it, it's just taking me so long to read. This book is like a little over 300 pages, and I've been reading this for like a week and a half now. That's too long. So also, I'm sorry I look orange. My curtains are orange. There's only so much I can do about it. But yeah, so I'm going to finish this tonight. It's going to happen, and then I'm probably going to start, I don't know if I'll start it tonight, but the next book I'm going to read is Darling by Kay Ingram, which is the Winer's Book Club pick for June, and it's also the book I'm using for the Buzzwordathon in June because the prompt was to read a book with like a name or title in the title, and Darling is obviously Wendy's last name, and if I didn't finish in time I could use the Nightingale as a backup plan because the Nightingale is technically a title for one of the characters, but like I want to finish Darling in June. So and it's very short, it's like 200 pages, and also if you saw last week's vlog you know how much I loved The Weight of the Stars by Kay Ingram, so I'm hoping to love this just as much, maybe even more if that's even possible, but I'm very excited to start that. But first I have to finish this. Yeah, so like I said, like I'm not disliking this book at all, but I've just been very confused the whole time I was reading it, so that definitely affected my enjoyment because I've just been trying to like figure out what the heck is going on for a lot of this book. And also I think last week, so if you missed last week's vlog and you just have no idea what this book is about, I'll say it very quickly because I don't want to waste too much time just re-saying everything I said last week. But in this world, there are some people who have powers from the god, the noble, and then some people have powers from the god, the vile, and it's very rare for anyone to have powers from both these gods, but our main character does. And I was saying that I didn't realize what the difference was between people who are noble rot and people who are vile rot, but I think now I know. I think the difference is that like both of them, in order to like use this power, they have to sacrifice something. So I want to reiterate, like, heavy trigger warnings for self-harm in this book. It does not hold back. Like some of the scenes are kind of graphic, so if that's a trigger for you, definitely stay away from this. I want to make that clear because there's some pretty graphic scenes. So the noble rot, I think this is what I figured out. The noble rot, they sacrifice something in order to create something, and the vile rot sacrifice something in order to destroy something. I think that's what it is, and maybe they like said it at the very beginning of the book and I just missed it, but the whole time I was just like, I don't know what the difference is between these two, so now I know. I think I'm still not 100% sure, but I don't know. This book is just very like I don't really know how to feel about it because I don't think it's a bad book, but I'm also like, I haven't been super enjoying it because I've just been really confused. So I'm kind of excited to finish it and move on. But I feel bad because it was an arc and it was sent to me, but I just have to move past it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go finish it. But I just wanted to start off this week's vlog. I hope everyone is having a great week. And I'll probably update again tomorrow. I doubt. Once I finish it, I'm gonna reward myself with Haikyuu, as if I don't just watch it every day anyways. So I probably won't update again until tomorrow. So I'll give my final thoughts for this book tomorrow. But yeah, so welcome to the vlog and I'll see you guys soon. Yesterday because I didn't feel like it but I'm here now. So as I predicted, I did finish What We Devour on Monday. I don't have it near me, but you can just imagine I'm holding it. But I did finish it on Monday. I don't really have any more thoughts that I just haven't already said. My feelings basically stayed the same up until the end. I was still kind of confused about the world and the magic system and all of that, and I found the ending kind of confusing. Are we surprised? It was confusing. But like I found the end very abrupt and it ended like kind of on a cliffhanger, and I knew before I started this book that it was a standalone, but then the way it ended I was like, was I wrong? Like maybe this is a series, because it ended in a way that made it feel like there was a second book coming, but I looked it up and it's a standalone, so I didn't love the ending. I don't know. It was just a very like weird reading experience just because I was just so confused the whole time I read it, and I was reading like people who had given this book good reviews because maybe they would explain like stuff that I didn't end up understanding, but like I think I understood all the important things. So I don't know, this book I just think it wasn't for me. Like I've said a million times, it wasn't a bad book, I just think it wasn't for me. I gave it 3 stars, like that's not a bad rating. It was just very like meh, I guess. Like I'm not gonna think about this book very much. I'm glad it's done because it took me so long to read that book. But it's done now. I will say though that I really liked the ace rep in the end. Like there was a character who said some ace-phobic things and our main character was just very like, she was not taking any shit from him, and she was very confident in her sexuality and who she was, and there were some quotes about her sexuality that I really liked. So in terms of the ace rep, it was great. I loved the ace rep in this book. Another thing that I really liked in this book that I don't think I've mentioned in any of my updates, but this book has some really great discussions on like class and wealth disparity, and in the story there's this door that is threatening to be opened, and if it opens it'll unleash one of the like really bad gods. In order to prevent it from opening, they have to sacrifice people, and so like at first they sacrifice like really bad people who have done really bad things, but they're starting to run out of those. So they're trying to decide like, if we have to sacrifice people, who would we sacrifice? And no matter what decision they would come to, it seems that poor people would always be at a disadvantage. Like even if they didn't decide like, okay, we'll sacrifice the poor people, like it wasn't so simple as that. But like let's say they were like, oh well, if people don't have this certain skill then maybe we sacrifice them, but the reason that people do have that skill was because they had the money and the resources to learn that skill. So I thought that was a very interesting conversation and I like to see that. But like the world itself and the magic system, I was never super on board with it. And also, I've said this before, but I want to repeat, there is a huge trigger warning for self-harm in this book. Like there were some scenes that were really graphic and they kind of bothered me, and I think that too, like this book was really dark and I don't think I realized how dark it would be, and you know, I don't love super dark things, so I think that was just another thing that kind of turned me off. But again, it's not a bad book. I recommend it if you're interested. I think it comes out July 6th, I think. So will it be out when I post this vlog? Maybe. It might be out now. I don't know when this vlog is going up, but if you want to get it, feel free. Maybe you'll like it more than I did. But yeah, so I finished that, and then last night I started Darling, and I'm determined to finish it today because today's the last day of June, and I wanted to count for not only the 2 readathons I'm doing, but also for the buzzwordathon. But it's a really short book. It's under 300 pages, and I started reading it. I have it on my Kindle, but my library also has the audiobook, which again, my library, all of a sudden, like I was looking through some of the audiobooks they've added recently and they have stuff that I've heard of that I want to read. So I was like, hello? So I was very excited to see that. So I was reading it on my Kindle while listening to it. And first of all, the audiobook is great. I don't think it's the same narrator as the person who did The Way to the Stars, but this narrator is also very good. Also, I'm sorry I'm so dark, This light next to me doesn't work, and it's been, oh, it's raining. It was raining. Okay, I'm gonna go on a tangent, but this morning I worked out and I rushed home so that I could take Lazo on a walk before it started raining, but we got caught in the rain and it was like pouring, like absolutely pouring. And I don't mind walking in the rain, but like this was not very fun. And I was also worried it would start thundering, and Lazo hates thunder, so I didn't want to be outside while there was thunder with him. So I had to rush back home and I was like soaking wet, so I took a shower. And it's also like so hot outside. I'm so sorry, it's so dark. But I think we're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm sorry. Is this better? I don't know. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I started Darling. So yeah, so I really like the audiobook, and I don't think it's the same narrator, that's what I was saying. And I read already like 100 pages, and I don't know how I feel about it so far. Like, the writing is beautiful. Kay Ancrum, I love her writing. It's amazing. The story, I don't know. So I knew it was a Peter Pan retelling because it's called Darling. It's about Wendy Darling, and it's like a modern Peter Pan retelling. And basically, like, we're following Wendy. She just moved with her family to Chicago, and one night, like, her parents go out for the night, so she's home alone. And then this boy comes to her window and like breaks into her room, and she's like, oh my god, get out of my house. And then he's like, do you want to come to a party with me? And she's like, okay. And I'm like, why would you why would you say yes to that? Oh my god, I'm so dark. Okay, one second. I'm gonna try to, I don't know if this is any better. I just like switched it. But yeah, it's raining. Okay. I don't know. I guess this is what we're dealing with. So what was I saying? So yeah, so she's like, okay, I'll go with you. And already I'm like, why? And so that's where like the story starts off. So she goes with Peter, and then it seems there's something weird about Peter, and she also meets Tinkerbell, and like Tinkerbell is trying to warn her about something. And like the rest of the story so far, I'm like, okay, Peter, first of all, seems real creepy. Like, he keeps being like, don't worry, I would never let anything happen to you. And I'm like, you just met her like 20 minutes ago, like what? And I just don't understand why she would go with him. Like, if someone broke into my house and like came through my room and I was home alone, and like she calls her friend, and her friend is like, I'm gonna call the cops, and she's like, no, I'm going to this party whether you like it or not. And her friend is like, okay fine, just call me every like half hour or something. And I was like, if I was that friend, I would definitely like go there myself. I don't know, like I would do something, I wouldn't just let her go. But anyway, so I don't know how I'm feeling about it. Like, the writing is beautiful, but I'm interested to see where this goes, because so far, like, I'm not disliking it at all, but it's definitely not gonna be as good as The Weight of the Stars for me. But yeah, also, I forgot to mention that Darling is also the Winers Book Club book for June, so there's still time to read it if you guys want. I don't know when our live show is yet, but yeah, so I should have mentioned that. But yes, so that's my reading updates, and I'm definitely gonna finish that today. Also, you guys saw I made some craft dinner before, which was really yummy. I am such a culinary artiste. But yeah, that was good. So now I'm gonna like do my usual, play Switch a bit. I'm not gonna like film or edit today. Yesterday I spent all day editing my TBR, which goes up Friday. And by the time you guys see this, it'll already be out. That video, it's gonna be so funny. I also like edited a really stupid joke into it, and the video got a copyright strike for it, but like, honestly, it's worth it for that joke. But yeah, so those are my updates, I think. We're on my updates, and I'm hoping it rains more. I mean, it's raining now, but I don't want it to stop because I want to read while it's raining, so I can be cozy. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'll probably update again today if I can remember to give you my thoughts on Darling, because I am going to finish it today. Mark my words. So yeah, okay. I'm sorry this whole clip was very dark, but it's what I had to work with. So yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later. Right now, I don't know, let's just move past it. Okay, so it is Thursday now. I didn't update again last night like I thought I would, just because I don't know. By the time I finished Darling, I was in my pajamas, I was in bed, I didn't feel like updating, but here I am now, the next day updating. So I did finish Darling last night and I thought it was fine. Like, it was a bit disappointing just because I just read The Way to the Stars and I loved it so much, and this was just like okay for me. Again, like I said so many times with What We Devour, this was definitely not a bad book, it just was not the book for me. Yeah, I was really excited for this. It sounded really cool, a queer Peter Pan retelling. Love that. But yeah, it was just fine. I gave it 3.5 stars, so like I didn't dislike it. I wasn't reading it being like, oh my god, I hate this so much. Like, it was fine. It was just fine. I don't know. What I will say is Kate Incram's writing is just so beautiful. Like, that's definitely what I liked the most about the book, was her writing. It's just so beautiful. Like, her writing is so beautiful. So that I loved, but the story itself, I just wasn't super into it. I don't want to say too much about it because I feel like it's best going into this not knowing too much, but at the same time, like, I didn't know what to expect going into this, but what I got was not what I expected, you know what I mean? So I can't remember how much I said about this book yesterday, but you're following Wendy, who just moved to Chicago, and then she meets this boy Peter. Yeah, I think I did talk about this, and he like breaks into her room and he's like, do you want to go to a party? And she's like, okay. And I don't understand. Like, maybe because he's so charming, like, you can't resist his charms. I don't know. I don't know. And I thought maybe it would be revealed that like he like put a spell on her or something. That's why she went. But no, she just went voluntarily, and I was like, why would you do that? But anyways, so, and then they set off on like this wild night kind of, and she meets Tinkerbell and like some of the Lost Boys. They're not called that in the book, but like obviously they're representing the Lost Boys. And I don't want to say too much more than that because throughout, first of all, the book is pretty short, but also like you find out more about like what's really going on throughout the night, and it was definitely an interesting twist to the story. I don't know. It just didn't really work for me. And yeah, I mean, 3.5 stars, that's not a bad rating, but it wasn't like a new favorite or anything. But definitely stay tuned for our live show for the Whiners for that. I don't know when it'll be yet, but if I know the date, I will put it here. But follow our Twitter, that will be linked down below if you guys want to know the date of the live show. But yeah, so I finished that last night, and then I started The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea by Maggie Takuta Hall. This is the Patreon book club book for Sydney's Patreon for June, but their live show is going to be this week on, no, next week. On Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember. So I have a few days to read this. I read like 20 pages last night, but I was so exhausted that that's all I could read. So I don't have too much to say about this yet. All I know is that you're following two characters and one of them is on a boat. That's all I really know. Like, I really don't know much about this. I didn't read the synopsis going into this because, like, since I hadn't really heard much about this book before Sydney announced it for the Patreon, I was like, well, I'll take this opportunity to go into this, like, basically completely blind. But I'm assuming there's gonna be a mermaid. I'm assuming there's gonna be a witch. And there might also be the sea. So, yeah. But since today is July 1st, well, first of all, that means the Whatever You Want-a-thon and the Studio Ghibli readathon are now done. And I think I did fairly well for both readathons. The Whatever You Want-a-thon, I think I got like a decent amount of points. I don't know how many points I got because I didn't track it, but I think I did okay. And then for the Studio Ghibli readathon, I ended up getting 2 bingos on the bingo board. So that's great. Did I stretch some of the prompts? Maybe, but that's fine. So those are both really fun readathons. Now, today, 2 more readathons started. The Olympic Games readathon, and I'm on Team Apollo. Did I mention that already? I don't remember. And the Broadway Babyathon, which I'm on Team Hadestown, and that's being led by Catherine, so I'll leave Catherine link down below. But obviously I had to pick Team Hadestown because I love Hadestown so much. I love it. So yeah, so I think this fits, okay, let me see if I remember. For the Olympic Games readathon, this fits the prompt for Team Apollo for a beautiful cover. I think that's one of the prompts. And then for Hadestown, this fits a prompt for a book with dual POV. That's for the wedding song, I think, is the prompt. Because there's 2, well, so far there are 2 POVs, and I'm pretty sure there's only 2 in the whole book. I don't know why I'm checking like as if it's just gonna tell me. But whatever. I'm pretty sure there's 2 POVs. So it works for both readathons, which I'm very happy about because I thought it would be hard to like find books that fit prompts for both readathons, you know. But yeah, so so far that's going well. But yeah, so those readathons started and I'm very excited about both of them. And I'm very excited to read more of this book. I definitely want to read more today. I mean, it is already like, it's almost 5 and I haven't read yet today. I was gonna film my, what month? June wrap up today, but I just didn't feel like it, and like this is what I look like, so. But now the vlog is gonna see me look like this. But like not many people watch these vlogs, so it's okay. But anyway, so that's enough rambling for now. I'm gonna go read a bit and I'll talk to you guys probably tomorrow, hopefully. But yeah, so see ya then. I'm tired. What's up, besties? It is Sunday now. I think the last time I updated was Thursday, so my apologies. It's been a few days. I don't even know why I didn't update. I just don't think I had much to say. So let's go over what has been happening over the past few days. So the last time I updated, I think I was talking about how I had started The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea by Maggie Takuta Hall, and I think I was like 20 pages into it. I am now, where am I? I'm on about page 250 and I have about 100 pages left of this, and the live show for Sid's book club for this is tomorrow at 3, I think. So I have until then to finish this. My battery is flashing, so let's go. But I'm pretty sure I can do it. Like, I'll probably read a bit more tonight and then I'll definitely have time to finish this before the live show tomorrow, so that should be fine. But I can now tell you guys a bit more about what this is about because last time I wasn't really sure. So we're mainly following 2 characters, Evelyn and Flora / Florian. Evelyn is from the like Imperial Society, Imperial people, I don't know. So she's very rich. She comes from a very wealthy family and she's supposed to be married off to this very rich guy, and so she goes on this boat that's supposed to bring her to where her husband or her future husband lives. And on this boat is someone named Flora, but on the ship she's known as Florian because when she was younger she was an orphan, and her brother kind of turned up on this boat and asked if they could live there because they had literally nowhere else to go. So they have been living on this boat since they were very young, but the like second in command, I guess, on the boat, he told Flora that she would have to basically live as a man or else she would never survive on the boat. So she goes by Florian amongst everyone else, and when Evelyn meets her, she knows him as Florian. So from what I'm understanding from the story is that I think Flora is genderqueer. I don't know if she's come to this conclusion yet, but I think that's where the story is going. So when I talk about them, I'm going to use different pronouns, so I'll try to use like Flora, Florian, that's what I'm talking about. But I find that character is very interesting, like her like exploration of gender and what exactly it means to her to be Flora or Florian. I just find it very interesting, and I'm interested to see like where they end up by the end of the book, and if they figure out that they're genderqueer or if they decide on a certain gender that they feel is right for them. I'm very interested to see where that goes. So like I said, Flora and Evelyn end up meeting on the boat and they end up falling in love, and then there's a whole lot that happens. I feel like that's all I really want to say of what it's about, but I am really enjoying this. This is definitely looking like it's gonna be a 4-star, I think, unless like the ending I don't like, but so far I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely not like a 5-star, it's not a new favorite book or anything, but I'm definitely enjoying where the story is going. One thing I really like about this book is that the sea is kind of treated as a character, which I find really interesting. Like, I love how they talk about the sea and stories about the sea and stuff like that. I find that really interesting, and yeah, I'm really interested to see where this goes, because I find the second half of the book, like something kind of happens in the middle of the book that kind of turns the story into something else, which I'm not mad about, but like I'm definitely intrigued to see where they go with that, because like I find the first half of the book is like it's one thing, but then like something happens, it turns into another thing. Does that make sense? I don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely liking where this goes, and I'm excited to talk about it with Sid's book club. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea for now. and I'm excited to finish that. And then in terms of just life stuff, so Friday I ended up going for brunch with my dad, and I actually sat inside the rest. Okay, my battery died, so apologies if this looks different at all, but yeah, so I went for brunch with my dad on Friday and we sat inside because the last time I went for brunch we sat outside, but I sat inside and I felt fine. I was a little stressed at first, but then I was fine, and like obviously the restaurant, they like were very safe inside and stuff like that, so it was fine. It was very good. And then yesterday I worked, so not much to say there. I worked and then I did not read last night because I was so tired, as I usually am. And then today I had such a good day. Oh my god. Today I went to my friend Salma's house, and like Salma, I've definitely mentioned her a lot on my channel. She's one of my closest friends, and she's actually the one who got me back into reading like a few years ago when I hadn't read for like a few years basically. Like I was talking to her because I knew she read a lot, and she gave me a list of books to read, and like one of the ones I got from her recommendation was Everything Everything, and that's like the book that got me back into reading. So I basically owe it all to her. But I saw her today and we had the best day. We basically just sat in her backyard by the pool and just read all day. Like I read like over 100 pages of this today, just sitting in her backyard and reading, and oh my god, it was just so nice. And we ordered pasta for dinner and it was just such a great time. So I had a great day today, so I definitely want to keep reading tonight, but like if I don't read anymore today, I've definitely read a lot, so yeah. But I am gonna end the vlog here because it is Sunday, so I will definitely do another vlog next week. Oh, in terms of the readathons I'm doing, I haven't finished the book yet, so I don't really have anything to update on in terms of that yet. Oh, but I should say, for the prompt for Hadestown that I'm using for this, like the prompt I think was a book with dual POVs, and like there is a third point of view introduced in this book like halfway through, but like it's still mostly Flora and Evelyn, so it's fine. I'm still gonna count it, it's fine. So yeah, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. Oh, also, I'm sorry, I keep saying I'm gonna end it and then I bring something else up, but I did want to mention, you might notice that the intro of my video for this video is a bit different. I made that intro this morning because I thought it's time for a change. I've had the same intro basically since I started my channel, so I was like, I'm gonna try something different. So let me know if you guys like it, and if you don't, maybe let me know in a nice way, because like I don't want, if people don't like it, then I don't want to just keep doing it, but don't be mean. So but yeah, if you like it, let me know. I think I like it, but you know, what do I know? So anyways, okay, now I'm ending the vlog, I promise. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!